Thank you, everybody. That was an arrangement done by John Hatamiya, who was a graduate from the Herbie Hancock Institute of Jazz, and that tune is called Mambo Influenciado. It's by the great Chucho Valdez. So the goal about this band here, we brought it together. I was tasked about picking groups to play at the Playboy Jazz Festival that later became now the Hollywood Bowl. Now it's the Blue Note Jazz Festival. And we wanted to give kids from across the district to come together, learn and play this music. So we now have a jazz academy. And the Jazz Academy meets on several Saturdays, and we come together, and myself and the next person I'm going to introduce, he runs the other band, and we just work on building up the jazz community. Over the years, I need to want to acknowledge that over the years, since we started this project with the Herbie Hancock Institute of Jazz, AKA, now in their 24th year, we have seen a tremendous growth and a tremendous uptick in this program, thanks to these young people. Give them a big hand, please. So, Daniel Seif and I have been the architects, and we're the architects in motion, along with the next young man who's coming up here, and I remember him very fondly as being a student, and I'm going to bring him up here to conduct our next tune, but we're also going to bring to the stage right now our great guest artist for the day, who's a great, fantastic musician, educator, has done it all, still does it all. He's just talking about his traveling schedule. He retired from USC. But let me do the first introduction. First of all, I'm going to introduce Mr. Steve Murillo. Please conduct our next tune. And I'd like to bring out now our guest artist and one of his fans. Oh, I should tell you that one of the reasons why I'm really into this music, because this music has done so much for my life. And I know it's doing a lot for theirs too. We can't measure this. That's the problem right now with education. You know, we're trying to check off a metric box or whatever. You can't measure these experiences here. And I should tell you that this kids are playing next week at the Hollywood Bowl for the Blue Note Jazz Festival. Anyway, without further ado, welcome the great Bob Mincer, please. And they're going to be playing an original of Bob's that he wrote. It's called Life of the Party. Life of the Party. few minutes.
Just thank you all for being here, and thanks to all these fine young musicians. It's really inspiring to witness all this talent, and just very happy to be a part of this. I've been an educator through my whole career, and we give back what was freely given to us by more experienced musicians, so I'm carrying on in that tradition. Thank Tony and everybody, Daniel, everybody at this organization for inviting me and keeping the music alive, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob. I need to acknowledge somebody who works very closely with me, and he's been a big part of what I do. So Mr. Scott Martin over here in the back there. So this year, you know, we're celebrating a lot of things about this music. Last week, we had the centennial anniversary of Miles Davis, right? So that was a thing. Clap for Miles for what he's done. And at the same time, it was bittersweet because we lost the great Sonny Rollins, 95 years old. Give a big hand to Sonny right there. We love that. And so appropriately, so we're going to end today's show with one of Sonny's, arguably one of his great compositions, of blues. And it's called Tenor Madness. Tenor Madness. So hope that you enjoy this. Thank you so much for listening.
The All City Big Band. Bob Mincer.
Thank you.